friends or family, then you have to do the process of verification. If not, your child will be likelihood at least a minimum percentage is half of them will be wrong one. Okay, so anyhow, let me go through this particular analysis. Basing on this person, we always go and look at the day stamp. The day stamp is the focus point. Everybody, we have to look at the day stamp. Next, we focus on where is the day stamp located. In this case, is box number 4. Box number 4 tells us about our character. As simple as that. There's one more focus point in this box 4 is not only the person character is being reflected in this box 4, the person is going to experience what is going to be inside. When I say experience means their life. Their life is there will be a leader, obstruct, and advisor in box number 4. So that means leader. Leader, as most of you should know, is called a nobleman. Nobleman in Chinese we call 贵人. People who help you, people who are able to give you guidance and give you the direction, maybe in terms of monetary assets, resources, so on and so forth. So this person who is a Geng this 10%, he or she will experience such kind of multiple leaders, multiple noblemen helping them. As simple as that. In a way, it's quite blessed. People who have such kind of combination with leader is quite blessed. But of course, there'll be obstruct and advisor. Obstruct means there'll be some challenges in their life. Obstruct, I would say 50-50 lah. Not so good or not so bad. It's not really so fantastic, but yet also not so bad also lah. Yeah, anyway, Joanne, nice rabbit. Your advisor. Advisor, we're talking about education. Person who is more educated, more cultured, where they will experience a lot of learning from different places. So this person, advisor, they will love to learn. So in a way, when you have an advisor with yourself, that means within the distance, advisor tells us, this person, they like to learn a lot of different topics. They will continue to learn and learn and learn. So we have a challenge over here. When a person who is advisor, they love to learn so much so that they focus their time and energy onto learning too many things, which would be a challenge. Why? After learning for so many things, then they realize that they are having so many certificates, so many knowledge, but yet they cannot find a focus point. So I have a couple of students who are advisor in their this time on. They'll continue to learn and learn and learn until most of their time, 90% of the time and energy and money is going to spend on learning. And yet they don't have time to make a good career from all the knowledge that they learn. So people who have advisor, I would ask them to do something about it, to focus on something that is really their passion and then work 90% of the time on it rather than 90% of them on learning because they love to learn. So it become a challenge. This person is a Geng person. Geng means somebody who is a hard person. Hard person means matter. Matter is very tough person. In a person's life, generally speaking, a Geng person will always face a lot of challenges in their life. That means in Chinese, 很辛苦. Life is very challenging. So there will be a lot of hurdles for them to overcome. But because they are tough, they are able to overcome. So after a while, when they grow older, they are more or less able to get the benefit from all the toughness that they go through. So beginning, younger days will not be so smooth, for Kang. But this is general. I'm not saying that all will be like that. So in analysis of a person, especially for stamps, we have to take for granted that stamps information 70-80% there. But basing on all the other symbols like the God, the doors, and the stars will have at least a minimum 90% of accuracy from that perspective. Okay, so in this case, this is a Fuyin chart also. All the geng and geng together, all the thing and thing together within the same palace equates to this person is not long, painful, and draggy, is stubborn. They have their own way of thinking and they are very focused. So that's to say that when they believe in certain things, they can't change their mind unless they are willing to change internally. That means after deliberating for so long within themselves, they believe that going to a specific direction, changing of direction will be okay, then they will go into it. Or else if somebody, let's say for example, this is your son, or this is your spouse, or your parents, and if you notice that they have this particular thing called the following chart, no matter how you advise them, you push them, you challenge them, you beat them, your children, sometimes you can beat one. They will not budge. They will not go with your idea. Why so? Because they are full in charge. So this kind of people, usually we have to be a bit more uh softer lah. I would say give them the information. Let them think about within themselves. That means internally they have to think. Or else, if you were to push and push, it won't work one. So people who are full in charge, this is how we talk to them lah, in terms of communicating to them. So in this case, any following chart, please do not push too hard because it will not work one. So anyhow, this is the character of the person in box number 4. So far, any question? Please ask if you have. If not, I will move on.
Sorry, Master, I have a quick question.
Mm,
There's a stem on the left-hand side as well, even though it's also geng. Do we actually consider that?
That is called a hidden stem. In 奇门遁甲, at this point of time, we don't touch the hidden stem. Okay, anything that's gray color, we don't even talk about it. Not important. Okay. How about the rest? Okay, can you see what if he is red at palace 2 can flip to 8 with horse? In palace 2, in the event that he is box number 2, he is a red person, he is an emptiness, he will flip to box number 8. Okay, when I said flip to box number 8 means sometimes he will have box 2 character, sometimes he will have box 8 character. In the layman term, some people may post it as a split personality, or psychiatrist will say, or you are a bipolar person. So in human context, we don't really look at it as a bipolar. We just say that, okay, this person have a dual character. One is a deaf dog character, one is a live dog character. If there's emptiness. Okay, that's for Kingsley. Oh, the horse. Okay, if the horse with a person this time means that this person is a very active person. They cannot stay put in the office one, so they like to run around, they like to travel. If a horse in the daytime also can means that they have a very high chance that they may travel overseas, even to migrate to overseas. KS Lim asks, do we look at the Tai Sui? We don't have to look at the Tai Sui in this case. We just literally look at where's the day stamp in the person, and then from there we just analyze. Whatever that we learn in the Tai Sui, in the divination chart, in the divination sector, we don't apply over here. Okay, just be mindful. Divination is divination, destiny is destiny. Tai Sui, we will do an activation later on when we learn another sector. That one is a bit more complicated. So before we even launch into that, I will have to give you a reminder first. All the divination that you learn, all the destiny that you learn until now, please do a revision. Because once you're going to the next level, it's going to be pretty confusing. You will discover a lot of interesting things, but if you're able to understand, fine. But if you're not able to understand, then you'll get confused already. That will be another level. Okay. Wesley asks, do we also read trigram in destiny reading? Eh, Not so important, I would say. Not very important. I will look at other things, but in this case, at this point of time, we are only focusing on the character of the person. So palaces, where is it located? At this point, not really so important, unless you want to see the multiple dimension of it, lah, which at this point of time, we should not look at it, lah, because we're still at the very beginning of this reading. Okay, next, we move on to looking at this person. Job itself. Okay, job. How do we look at this person's job? Job is referred to as an open door. Okay, open door, box 6. Okay, so what does it really mean in this palette 6? Open door with white tiger. That means white tiger, we know that it's aggressive. So aggressive is, in this case, I would define it as something positive. When a job is aggressive, means a lot of prospect, a lot of potential good opportunity for them. Doctor also a very good combination. So in a way, I would say that box 6 is a pretty good combination in a job. What does it mean? It means that in this person's life, box number 6 tell us everything about the job, all their jobs. I would say 90% of the jobs are. Of course, in between there may be even some part-time, the kind of temporarily contract, that kind of thing. But overall, big picture wise, open door with white tiger, doctor is a good combination. U is inside, yes, what Louis say is correct. U, there are double U inside. So which means that if you were to land yourself in the open door with a job, you will likely would have a lot of money. Okay, so it's a good thing. Just based on box 6, it's a good thing. However, if we look at box 6 and box 2, sorry, box 6 and box 4, 6 clashes onto 4. So, basing on 5 element, I hope you all still understand the 5 element. The matter is clashing onto the person. So that is to say it. The job, few angles, the job do not want him. Okay, open door also means for jobs, ma. The job do not want him. The job avoid him. That means given the choice, when he go for a job, in terms of interview, the success rate of this person in terms of getting a job is not very high. Even if the person is able to get a job, the job itself is clashes onto him, equates to the job will give him a lot of pressure. So pressure means too much workload, OT, and the bosses give him a lot of this kind of funny things that happens. So end of the day, box 4 will have the person will have a challenge. As we know, when something clashes us, our energy from 100% goes to 20%. So I can literally say box 4, which is the person, the energy of the person from 100% will go to 20%. What does it mean? Equates to they will feel very pressured, they will feel very unhealthy, may have a health issue. Extreme cases, box 4 may pass away because of the job. Okay, I'm not scaring you all. It's just that in extreme cases, I have seen cases whereby a person in another case, it's not an open door, but it's a live door. So this person, she has been doing business for about, I think, 10 years, and her life door is clashing onto her. So every time, for the last 10 years, almost every year she have to go for operation, upper part of the body lah. So imagine every year. So literally he went to operation for more than 8 to 10 times. And then after that, somehow one day she managed to find me and ask me for consult. Then I told her, hey, you cannot do business. I told her literally, the more business that you do, literally you can make money lah. I mean, she's quite okay in terms of monetary, in terms of business. But the more business that you do, the more money that you make from doing business, your health is going to have a very drastic toll on her. So I told her, you have to quit your this business. Cannot one. Then after that, I don't know what happened, but eventually she listened already. She never contacted me, but from my angle, I told her she have to really quit her job, quit her this business. So the idea is this: when something clashes with you, if you never solve the clashes, it will continue to hit you and hurt you. So not good, lah. So in this case, although box 6 is a good combination, but it also clashes with him. So in this case, I may not recommend him to work for people, lah, from that perspective, lah. Okay, Kirsten asks, if open door with emptiness, does that work does not bring satisfaction to the subject? Okay, if assuming this open door is there's a circle inside, yeah. So circle in the open door, it totally mean different thing altogether. Open door, you see, a palace with a circle means it's empty or half. So job is empty or job is half. So indirectly it's telling us that sometimes this person got job, sometimes this person got no job. So very not consistent, lah. So let's say if your open door has an emptiness, if you see something like this, that means your job will be not consistent. You will have a job now, later on, maybe 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road, you will not have a job. Something will happen along the way. Could be because of the boss or the company or the colleague, or maybe you choose to resign. Maybe company close down, COVID comes in, company restructure, departmental close, so on and so forth. So this emptiness will have a drastic effect on your job stability. What to do? Can't do much. It's going to be like this. So you have to prepare. That means in terms of cash, in terms of money, be prepared for such kind of unstable life. But of course, everybody have their own good and bad in terms of chart. So we have to focus on see what is good, what is not good. So Louis asks, we don't look at the opposite. No, we don't look at the opposite at all. It's not like divination. We look at opposite. When we look at the business, the lifestyle, the open door, whatever things, we will focus on that box only. We will never look at the opposite. Unless we talk about character reading, then we will also look at the opposite. If not character, any other sector, we will not look at the opposite. Okay, Kylie asks, if a person in Fuyin has Ting Ting in at the open door for a job, does it mean that things will be good? Uh, hard to say. Why I say that? Because open door, good or no good, is still depending on the other sector. It's not always about Ting. Ting just represent is a good combination, that's all. But it doesn't mean that it will be good. That means we have to see the entire thing of the balance to see if it's really a good thing. Okay. But something interesting I like to also mention. If uh, if let's say if you are following chart and your day stamp is a thing and thing, so very interesting. That means your life will be full of a lot of young women beside you. I mean, if it's a guy, you will have a lot of young women beside you. So that is to say, maybe you, let's say if you are a man, you will have a lot of this kind of third party lah. You like to have a lot of Chinese they call 小三 to be around you So I have a lot of friends who have this thing and thing which is like that one they will have a lot of. So my friend will tell me, hey, at this moment I have three girlfriend in Thailand. But usually people who are thing and thing, their life quite good one. So because their combination usually quite auspicious. But of course, that is their life. Everybody have their own style of life. But anyhow, open door. Okay, next we move on to
Sorry,
the.
Master Chan, just wanted to double check. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not saying about the open door with the emptiness. Okay, I'm just saying that let's say for example the day stamp. If let's say for example for this case, right, the day stamp is actually in box 2, but there's a emptiness there, right? So usually we'll look at box 8, right? But in this case, if let's say the open door is on box 6, right? Do we look at whether box 6 produces box 8 or clashes with box 8, or do we look at box 6 against box 2?
Box 2 and box 8 both are Earth, huh? Can I say that?
Yeah lah, in this case lah, but I'm just want to have a better understanding as in which box should we actually be looking at as the day stamp.
Day stamp means if
If
the
let's
person
say,
have an emptiness.
yeah, correct.
Both.
Both also look at. So the
Mm.
job can actually, say for example, it happens to be different box, right? Say for example, box 9 and 2. Oh, sorry, 9 and 1. Okay. So say
Mm-hmm.
for example, 9 got emptiness, right? Then we look at opposite box, which is 1, right?
Mm.
So for box 6, it actually produces box 1, but box 9 actually
Clashes.
clashes with box 6, right?
Mm.
So we have to look at both effects, isn't it?
Yes, of course. So which means that depending on the person, what is the character, if their character is in box 9, for example, now their character is in box 9, they will clash the open door. That means they don't want the job, they don't like the job. But on the other hand, let's say if this person character changes to box number 1, then it become a situation whereby the open door is producing the person. So the person will like to have the job. So it's a
Okay.
love and hate relationship.
Mm.
And
Okay.
this could happen within the same day. That means one day they can have multiple feeling. Morning, I like the job. Afternoon, I don't like the job. Because a person who is an emptiness, they will actually hover around 9 and 1, in terms of emptiness. So within the same day, they will have multiple kind of feelings in terms of attitude. Okay. So anyway, for people who have emptiness, FYI, emptiness means that your character will flip to another side. That means your character will not be consistent. Equates to your decision making will not be consistent also. That is to say, two stages. First stage, let's say if you want to decide on certain things, it'll be very, very difficult for you to make a decision. It may take months or years for you to even make a decision that what direction you want to go. Example, let's say, in terms of life, okay, should I do this or should I do that? You just drag and drag and drag, and then until when you decided already, something push you to go and decided already, and then from there, after you decided already, you move to the next stage, and then after that, you will change your mind again. That is how emptiness will behave. So decision making, not easy for them. They will, even if they decided, they will change also. So it's a kind of challenge for people who have emptiness. Zihao said, if such a person come for reading, I think everybody will have a good laugh. Well, the problem is if the emptiness comes to you and want to ask you for reading, then you also have a challenge. You know, 1 week ago, they'll say, okay, today I will come for reading. Then after that, two days later, they said they want to come reading. Then 24 hours before the meeting, then they'll say, I want to come again. Then 1 hour before that, they said they want to come reading. That's how emptiness people will behave. So do you think that you can do a reading for them? Cross your finger lah. I have come across one student, pay me money already, every time want to ask me for reading, and then keep flipping and flipping and flipping until I say, hey, you decide already, then you come and tell me like, you want me to refund you, I refund you lah. That was last time. I was I quite fed up lah, but I know how she behaved. I understand how she behaved, but sometimes when you encounter such kind of thing, you'll be a bit upset also, because it affect all your schedules. Okay, yeah, for such kind of people, how do we advise them? Okay, for example, let's say box number 9. Assuming that thing and thing is the person, then they will move on to box 1. So in this case, sometimes they will be in box number 9, the Lee Palace. Sometimes they will be in box number 1 in the Khan Palace. Character-wise will be a bit different. One is high level, 9 haven't expect a lot about themselves and other people, set high goals. Then box 1 will have a partner, which means that they are more amicable, more friendlier, more cooperative. So can be quite extreme because box 9, when you have a 9 heaven means that you are very assertive. You want things to be done. That means sometimes because of being a 9 heaven, you'll be very harsh to people. So being harsh to people and eventually being cooperative in box 1 partner is two different character altogether. So the question is, which one is more beneficial, box 9 or box 1? Depending on what you want to do. Let's say, for example, in box number 6, in a job, what kind of character should you behave? Box number 1 or box number 9? I would say box number 1. More cooperative, more rest out. That means more chill. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't set too high expectation. Don't set high target. Then from there, the open door will produce you and you will enjoy the whole process. But let's say if you become a 9 heaven person and view door person, okay, this box number 9 combination I call it killer combination. Why? View door means very detailed person. Everything go through process step by step. So with 9 heaven means that this person is super duper detailed, almost super to the highest level. So imagine if you are the employee, you are the so-called the leader, you are the not boss lah, but you are the manager. Your standard is the highest level in terms of detail. How will the staff will behave? And then because of the fearless star, you small little things you get very agitated super easily. So with fearless plus 9 heaven equates to your agitation level is so higher whereby small little things you will flare, you will outburst, you will scold people. So in box 9, the character is very, very extreme. So with this kind of character, you clashes your open door, you clashes your job, means that the more you behave this way, the more you don't like your job. You create problem for your job. So that means when the person in box 9, they fire clashes matter. So you create problem, you hate your job, actually. Okay. Uh, we have what? This one very challenging. How do we plot our destiny chart properly? I find my chart not same as I plot other tools. I even argue with my mother on who's right. Okay, first question. We don't use any other chart. We use the M Chiman. Okay, be consistent because when you were to use other method of other charting service, we don't know what kind of things that they added inside. Sometimes it may not be typo method that you won't even know. So always use M Chiman as a key reference point unless there are no choice. So first part, okay. Second part, you plot your chart basing on first chart, you place on what you have in your birth certificate. Okay. After that, you do the adjustment already. You ask yourself, am I supposed to plot another chart? That means, let's say if you minus 30 minutes, minus 1 hour, depending on where you are, the country and the time of birth and the date, they will have different minus of time. So after that, you ask yourself, okay, after I minus off everything already or plus already, then can I plot the other chart and see is there a difference? So you plot it and see, and then compare the first chart and the second chart that you'll see, and ask yourself, perhaps you might want to get a third party to help you, because sometimes when you look at our chart, we may not want to acknowledge that whatever things that there is ours. So use a third party to help you. Maybe you have some, buddy group or friends that also know Qimeng within this group. Then ask them, how to read your chart and verify whether the first chart and the second chart, which one is more consistent in terms of the character. Okay. So it's not about who's right or who's wrong, because a lot of people, they don't know about all this kind of information about time adjustment. And then after that, after time adjustment, doesn't mean that automatically it's correct. We still have to do a verification first. Then once you do a verification, we can see whether the first chart or the second chart will be correct. Then from there, we staple with the chart. Then from there, you use that chart permanently. Don't have to argue one, because whatever is there one. Because when people don't understand, They don't understand. Lor. If you argue with anybody who talk about time adjustment because they don't know what they don't know, mas. And then end of the day is the more you fight, no, you won't get the consensus in terms of answer one because they don't know, ma. Okay. So anyhow, uh, some okay, we have some question. If Liu He is with self, does it mean the person more suitable for job like insurance or financial advisor? Not always lah, not always, but it doesn't mean that cannot do. So because we have to understand a few more layers. Insurance agent and financial or even real estate agent, all these are considered business lifestyle. A person that is a partner, we consider them to be friendly, amicable, cooperative. So generally speaking, people would like to associate with this kind of people. That means they are very nice to be with. But that does not automatically say that you have to become an insurance agent or you become a financial advisor. So we have to see the life door itself. When you go to the life door and see if my life door is it good or not, if I do business, because insurance is your own business, man. So you go to life door and see, is it good or not? If it's good, combination in that box itself and that particular life door is still producing you in the day's time, then the chances of you doing a insurance will be more successful. But still the same thing. It does not automatically means that a person who is a partner equates to die must do insurance. No. Because partner equates to intermediaries, that means middleman. It can be a business broker, right? You can even sell, all the people who have that means people who pass away, those kind of what nirvana, that kind of thing, middleman, business person. That means middleman of something, a product and service. We have a buyer, we have a seller, and then from there, once you join them together, you'll be okay lah. Okay, Kelly asks, shall we ask, can we see if a person is spiritually inclined? Shall we, can you explain what does spiritually inclined means?
For example, if let's say the person likes to more more religious lah actually.
We can see that. We look at the problem star. Problem star is religious symbol. As long as the person has a problem star inside or the problem star is producing them, then we can say that they will be able to enjoy the process of it.
Okay, thank you.
Tony asks, doing business, life door, diplomat are good. Darkness is good. Well, darkness, I won't say it's good or no good. Darkness is just telling us the condition of the business. Darkness means something that is hidden, something that is night life. So good or no good, there's no definition. It's just telling us about the condition of the work only. What does a ping stand for in business? If there's a ping, means fire, anything that fire, something that's bright. So your business, if you were to go into something that is fire, that is bright, anything related to ping character, then you will be, I call it more aligned. But it doesn't mean that I have to do anything related to ping. Kelly asks, how do we see the person if the birth time is not known? Okay, so that one I didn't really cover on that. If the person don't know, but if you have got their birth date, no time, then within one day we have 12 different chart. So we have to literally go through with them in the 12 different chart and see what are the character of the person and kind of find the right chart. That's the only way. The process may take about a few hours, easily 3 to 4 hours. Let's say if you're beginning, let's say if you go through me, probably within 5-10 minutes, I'm able to identify which chart is your chart already. Okay, Yvonne asks, for a person born with during red hour, there's a different DM depending on tool use. For M Qimeng, I can confirm it's based on traditional Chinese reading. If a person, okay, day master if you notice, basing on M every time after the 11 p.m., it is already the next day. So the thing about this kind of formation between other apps or other kind of method, you have to take it literally as it is because it's only 1 hour difference. So you have to confirm basing on, let's say, imagine if your chart is like 11:05 p.m., then it's already another day. So you ask yourself, basing on this particular day stamp, are you able to confirm that all the information is your chart, or maybe it's an hour before chart? You just have to verify that. Once you verify already, then you'll know that which chart to use already. So in terms of metaphysics, our thinking cannot be so strict. That means if we find that something is not right, we need to adjust. We need to be flexible enough to tell ourselves, okay, basing on this particular chart that I see, this chart is not correct. I have to move an hour before or maybe an hour later, depending on which one you want to verify. And you confirm already, then you'll use that chart. Okay, based on destiny chart, chart reading, you have to be a bit agile. Don't be so fixated. Even though I say you have to do time adjustment, part one. I also have one more step. You have to verify and confirm. Because if you verify and you cannot confirm, then you confirm the other chart. Previous chart was your chart. Then we just take it that previous chart is your chart. You see? So don't have to be so fixated. Don't be like a Fuyin chart person or a death door person. Then eventually you will not be able to excel in this thing. Patrick asks, how can we know which industry and job that better suit him basing on the 5 elements that produce open door or daystem? There are a few ways of identifying which job are more suitable, but this one is, I would say, very general, not helpful enough. So traditionally, under 奇门遁甲, we will look at the daystem of the person, and one angle is look at their character, what kind of character they are. Second, what is the palace they are in? Okay, that means what is the element they are in. Then from there, we will just based on that to see what are the possible angle. Okay, so based on that is very general because based on 5 elements, just 5 different sectors. Imagine there are so many different industries. And I also can say, basing on this, then maybe not so suitable. The industry that I go to maybe not suitable, don't like. Then the other one we can look into is look at the open door. Open door, what are the industry that they have, what element over there. But as I mentioned before, this is also very general. So I always ask people to come up with this idea to find a good job. First thing is look at your character. What kind of character you are? Let's say if you're introvert, what kind of character should you do? Or maybe an extrovert person, open door person, a life door person. What things should you do? So basing on that as a beginning, then the next question I'll ask them is, look at the industry that you're in. Are they a growing industry or are they a dying industry? Because even if you have an interest in the industry, if the industry is not going to shine, is going to go down, then what is the point of going to the industry? You see the rationale behind it. It's not about the chart. The chart is telling you what is potentially best for you, but it doesn't mean that that thing tells you what is the current situation in your economy. That means if you're in Singapore or in Malaysia or in Philippines or in Indonesia, it will have different kind of combination also. So we have to be more flexible on that. Okay, that's for Patrick. Yeah. Well, I have a lot of questions in the chat, but I would not be able to finish everything. I prepared 4 charts today. I'm still in the first chart. Okay, if the life door with the diplomat but clashes with the person, so insurance or financial is not suitable. Life door clashes with you means you cannot do business. Try not to do business. That means the more business you do, your health will be affected. You'll be under a lot of pressure. You'll have depression. Like that. What if life palace clash with 六合? Okay, okay. When a life palace clash with the partner, okay, literally, I just look at it from the palace to palace angle. I never look at what is inside. You clashes, the partner equates to you don't like to get married. And you may be the one that's creating problem if you're getting married. So you give pressure lah to the spouse, to the family members of the spouse, to your kids, so on and so forth.